Ever find yourself like really wishing you had some kind of inner wisdom whispering the right answers to you? Like when you're facing some tough decision, wouldn't it be great to have that sort of built-in best friend guidance system?
What if I told you that we actually do? It's just about finding the right tools to access it.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Yeah, using hypnotherapy to tap into that inner wisdom and resilience we all have.
We're talking about some seriously powerful stuff today, and thankfully we've got some seriously great research to guide us. Pierre-Henri Garnier really went deep on this, exploring the work of like three giants in the field: Milton Erickson, John Hartland, and Stephen Gilligan.
And we're talking about true pioneers here. Each of these guys really revolutionized the way we understand and use the power of the unconscious mind.
Okay, see, now when most people hear unconscious mind, they think Freud, they think all that dark, mysterious stuff.
Right, exactly.
But Erickson, he had a totally different take, didn't he?
Totally. He kind of flipped the script. Instead of seeing the unconscious as something to be feared, he saw it as this wellspring of potential, of wisdom even.
Okay, so not about some kind of creepy mind control thing.
Not at all. It's about recognizing the incredible resources we all have within us. Like we have this reservoir of potential just waiting to be tapped.
So it's more about tapping into your own wisdom than being hypnotized into doing something against your will.
Exactly. It's about harnessing the power that's already there. And, one of the people who really took Erickson's ideas and ran with them was John Hartland.
Yeah, Hartland, he's the one who developed ego strengthening.
Right. That's right. He did. And this was groundbreaking stuff. He believed we could actually use hypnosis to rewire our self-image, to build greater resilience and self-esteem from the inside out.
So instead of just dealing with like our conscious thoughts and behaviors, he found a way to work directly with the subconscious.
Exactly. And his method involved using these targeted suggestions during hypnosis, almost like planting seeds of confidence in the subconscious mind.
Okay, now that is fascinating. But what did these suggestions actually sound like? How did this work in practice?
Well, imagine hearing phrases like, every day and in every way, you are becoming stronger and more capable.
Wow.
Hartland believed that by repeating these kinds of positive affirmations, especially in a hypnotic state, we could actually start to reshape our self-perception at this deep subconscious level.
So it's like giving your mind a pep talk, but on a whole other level.
Exactly, a pep talk that really sinks in.
It's like planting those seeds of confidence deep down where they can really take root.
Exactly. And it's from this idea that we can tap into the power of the subconscious that Stephen Gilligan, who we've mentioned earlier, kind of took things in a slightly different direction.
Right, Gilligan. He's the one with the small inner voice, right? That one really speaks to me, though. I gotta say, sometimes my inner voice feels more like I don't know, a whole marching band.
That's a great way to put it. For most of us, it's not exactly this peaceful whisper, is it? But that's okay. Gilligan's approach, what he called generative trance, acknowledges that our inner landscape can be pretty complex. But even with all that noise, there's still this deep well of wisdom we can tap into.
So how do we even begin to tune into that wise voice amidst all the chaos?
Well, Gilligan was all about metaphors, visualizations. He might have you say, picture your inner voice as this gentle light inside you, or maybe a wise old tree, or even like a trusted mentor, someone you really admire.
Interesting. So it's not about forcing a certain type of voice to emerge or silencing the inner critic entirely.
No, not at all. It's more about creating this space where that deeper wisdom can, I don't know, kind of bubble up organically.
I like that bubble up because it's not about control, it's about allowing.
Yes, exactly. And what Gilligan found was that this generative trance state, it wasn't just about accessing wisdom. It could also be this incredible catalyst for creativity, for problem solving. Things would just kind of click into place more easily.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like when we get out of our own way, when we're not so bogged down by self-doubt or all that mental clutter, our minds are free to actually wander, explore, make new connections.
Exactly. You clear the path and then boom, the creativity just flows.
Okay, so we've got Erickson with this positive view of the unconscious, then Hartland with his direct suggestions, and now Gilligan and his metaphors and visualizations. I have to admit, it's a lot to wrap my head around.
And yet here's the thing. These approaches, they aren't mutually exclusive. In fact, what's so exciting about Garnier's research is that it shows how we can actually combine these techniques. And when we do that, it's like, well, the possibilities for growth just kind of multiply.
So it's not an either-or situation. We can actually blend these approaches together.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that they each offer something unique And when combined, they create this incredibly powerful synergy.
Okay, I'm really curious now. What might someone expect? Like, what might they actually experience during a session that blends all of these different techniques?
Okay, so picture this. You're settling into this really comfortable chair, you close your eyes, and you just feel this wave of relaxation washing over you. You might hear some soothing music, or maybe it's just the sound of the therapist's voice guiding you deeper into this state of calm.
Sounds pretty amazing already.
Right. And from that place of calm, the therapist might start to introduce some of Heartland's positive affirmations.
Mm.
But these are tailored to you, to your specific needs. So maybe it's something like, you are strong and resourceful, or you have the wisdom to make the best decision for yourself.
So you're tapping into that deep relaxation, but you're also kind of feeding your subconscious these positive, empowering messages.
Exactly. And as you continue to relax, the therapist might then weave in some of Gilligan's techniques. Maybe they'll invite you to visualize a place where you feel really safe and peaceful, or a symbol that represents strengths to you, or maybe even, like we were saying earlier, a wise guide who can offer you support and guidance.
So it's multi-layered. You've got the relaxation, the positive suggestions, and then this added layer of guided imagery.
Exactly. And the really cool thing is that as you start to come out of that hypnotic state, you often find that you have this renewed sense of clarity, of confidence. You feel more connected to your own inner wisdom.
Wow, that's incredible. Like you've just given yourself this amazing mental reset. It really is amazing what our minds are capable of when we know how to tap into that power.
It really is. And,
Yeah.
what's even more interesting is that we don't have to be facing some big life crisis or challenge to benefit from this stuff.
Right. It's not just about fixing what's wrong. It's about like unlocking our full potential, right?
Exactly. It's about recognizing this incredible capacity we all have for growth and healing and change, and then using these tools, these techniques, to kind of steer that growth in a direction that, really aligns with who we are and what we want out of life.
It's like we're being given a map and a compass to navigate the, I don't know, the inner workings of our own minds.
I love that. Because it's not about someone else telling us who to be or what to do. It's about discovering that for ourselves and a skilled hypnotherapist, they're like that guide, yeah, helping us to understand how to use the map, how to read the compass, how to trust our own inner guidance system.
And just like any good guide, they're not going to force us down a path that doesn't feel right. They're there to support us, to empower us to make our own discoveries.
Precisely. Because ultimately, this work is about recognizing that we have the answers within ourselves.
Mhm.
Sometimes we just need a little help, a little guidance to access those answers.
Well said. And speaking of guidance, let's not forget about our listener out there, the one who's been on this deep dive with us, absorbing all this amazing information about the power of the unconscious mind and these incredible hypnotherapy techniques.
Absolutely. We've explored some really fascinating territory today, haven't we?
We have. So, to our listener, we leave you with this. What really resonated with you today? What sparked your curiosity? And maybe even more importantly, what's one small step, one little thing you can do to start tapping into your own inner wisdom, to start unlocking that incredible potential that's within you? Hold on to those questions. Let them guide you. You never know what amazing discoveries you might make